Good afternoon. My name is Litis Mora. I'm Camino Living Archives Ambassador. Today is February 21st, 2023, and this week there were 163 reported cases of COVID-19 in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, which shows a 15% decrease over the last 2 weeks. Therefore, each subject in this interview is comfortable not to wear a mask. Okay, so today we have to Vicky. So Vicky, tell us what is your name and how you describe yourself.
My name is Vicky. I'm a medium height woman with sort of long black hair that's wavy, and I have several tattoos, and I'm wearing all black because.
Okay, thank you. Vicky, where were you born?
Reston, Virginia.
Okay, and where are your parents from?
Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Okay, great. How long have you been here in Charlotte area?
4 years, I think.
Okay, just for university things, or just your family moved to Charlotte?
Just for university.
Okay, great. Okay, let's talk about your head map. How was your experience, or what did you remember with these COVID-19 memories?
For here, I wrote stress.
Okay.
Trapped because we were all stuck somewhere. Then gloom because it was all sad.
Okay.
See, I'm sometimes an extrovert, and COVID made me realize how unsafe that could be sometimes. So
yeah,
it was necessary loneliness.
Yeah. Did you or any family member have COVID during pandemic start? Or?
None of the ones in the United States, but my nono in Argentina, he is okay now, but he had it pretty bad. And some of my mom's friends in Spain, they had it very bad. But thankfully, no one here.
Okay. How do you remember that first pandemic days when all the lockdown starts and all that?
It felt like when there's a hurricane coming and everyone runs to the store to buy everything. And it felt very confusing. And we were still in school, so there was like midterms and then people getting sick, and it was just very overwhelming, and no one knew who to believe with a lot of stuff, especially because you have a group of college kids and they're all just tired, so they don't listen to anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Did the pandemic change your normal routines in that moment?
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of like activities, but I started staying, inside a lot more, and I stopped seeing a lot of my friends because even if other people wanted to hang out, it was not safe. So kind of everything stopped, except I draw. That's the only thing that stayed the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of activities you had to stop in that one?
Going to work out was one.
Okay.
So like exercising changed. Going to different clubs for school, study groups, seeing people casually. I couldn't visit my family, which was rough, but it's everything except being on the computer changed pretty much.
Yeah. Did you use in any moment face mask and gloves?
See,
how did you feel with that? Or how did you feel with that?
I hoped that it was enough.
Okay.
I wasn't one of the people that was opposed
Mm-hmm.
to them, but I know that my boyfriend at the time did not like them, but I wore mine anyway, and I was always scared to run out or I never felt like I had enough.
Yeah. Okay. What people or what organizations did you write on your hand map around your hand when I asked you who or what was your support during pandemic?
I wrote my family for one because I got to stay in contact with them, and that helps with everything.
Mm-hmm.
The university, UNC Charlotte, helped a lot. They were a lot safer than a lot of the other universities here.
Oh.
Yeah. They tested a lot more frequently, and when everyone else was returning,
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte stayed virtual for a longer time.
Yeah.
And there were a lot less cases. And they definitely made it feel like, yes, there was a problem, but they were still going to be calm, kind of thing. So definitely.
So you never stopped university classes for that time?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they gave us this one period of time that was like pass or fail.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the only like real change. But I know that because it was my sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of the freshmen after me decided not to go.
Okay.
But for the ones of us that were already there, we stayed because they were so helpful.
Oh, great. And how was the transition when everything starts back to the reality? And, some people was tired to be at home, but at the same time, some people or a lot of people was still scary about go out. So how did you take that transition?
I was happy that we could go out again, but it took a long time for me to feel like it was safe to not wear a mask anymore. I carry many still in my bags. Happy with still scared, I guess, was part of it. Because my mom was, she's okay now, but she got diagnosed with breast cancer during COVID.
During COVID?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. But so she was very high risk for a little bit, but she got better, and so did COVID, and she went the whole time without having it, but it makes it so, it's hard to let go of the masks, just because it was so close, almost. So.
Oh, wow. Did she start her treatment during COVID, or? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it in the December after COVID started, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was scary.
Yes, with a lot of restrictions because you can go with more people to the hospital, or how you communicate with your mom during her treatment and chemos and all that.
Texting and WhatsApp.
Okay.
But a lot of it was like I didn't see her in person for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Which was not the best because my my little sister is not. I love her, but she's would rather be playing a video game than asking my mom how she's feeling. But
Okay.
so,
It's a little one, so
I love her, but
yeah.
so,
Thanks God your mom is okay now.
so, yeah,
I'm so happy for you and for her.
a mí también.
Okay. Do you feel this experience, this COVID experience, shape you as a person?
I think so, a little bit at least. It changed my priorities a bit because I was mostly just, I don't want to be at home. I want to be doing school or work and not look back. But COVID made it so I realized there was a lot more in life to lose, I think, than just being able to go outside. It made me realize being stuck inside kept you away from more than your own life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it definitely made me a lot more family oriented, I think.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What do you feel you learned from your personal experience for all this pandemic?
Part of it is definitely if someone is telling you to do something you don't feel is safe or right, you don't have to listen to them. Like my ex, he didn't like the masks. He didn't like to distance. And then my mom got sick. And so when he wouldn't stop, we broke up because I'm not going to risk someone else's safety for my own happiness, I guess, but also whatever he wanted. I definitely learned that prioritizing someone else doesn't make you less important, kind of thing. A lot of just, you can follow along with others without being a sheep, I guess, like some people said with the masks. But
yeah. What do you think about the future with this pandemic? Do you think it's just past, it's finished, it will be back in one time, or what do you think it will happen with this?
I think that it will turn into more like the flu, where it stays, and sometimes it will be better or worse.
Okay.
In different years, but I don't think it will go away, and I don't think it's all the way over yet, especially because still not everyone is vaccinated, and I think that once everyone is able to have access to that resource, then we can start thinking about if we want to call it over.
Yeah.
The news says it's over, but people are still getting sick.
Yes. Do you have any photos, writings, or something you had from the pandemic times? Would you like to share that with us at the end of the interview?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Vicky, I really feel so happy for your mom. I feel so happy that all your family is okay right now, and all the things you learned with this pandemic. So congratulations, because you're a different person now. So thank you very much for your time and for sharing your story with us. And we will be contacting you maybe in a couple days. Thank you.